match of last year's NFC title game. It's the Cowboys and the Commanders under the lights on Sunday night.
This building holds just north of 80,000, and they have come out in very good numbers today at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Commanders. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Washington team as they enter play here. It's been all systems go in this first month. They're off to a 4-0 start.
And it's got folks believing that this is a team that's built to go all the way. You can't win the Super Bowl in September, but they're telling everyone that they're going to be there in the end.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. First look at the Cowboys offense as Dak Prescott gets ready to guide them.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
Dak going to start out going to the air. He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. From the 31, Prescott. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down.
Charles, we see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise, and obviously hoping to get these guys back on the field in a hurry.
Brandon, I'm going to go ahead and age myself, but I'm going to ask you, when you were in high school and there were injuries, did you hear next man up from your coaches?
Well, you hear it every week now in the NFL, that's for sure.
You know, back when I played when dinosaurs roamed the earth, you didn't hear next man up. You heard, oh, no, we've got to put in Davis. And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
A first down throw for Prescott. Able to hit his target, Lamb. The numbers for him from a week ago. 4 catches, 69 yards.
And he was able to get open there, but that's not always easy against this bunch defensively. We are deep enough into the season where numbers count. This is #1 rated defense in the NFL. He'll have a tough time.
Prescott yet again. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and good footwork nearly all for naught. Looking to throw. Prescott. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 41-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. They go to Elliott again, and he'll be taken down at the 34. Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive, but this is 3rd down. Prescott now. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 18.
A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues.
Oh, there's going to be a little bit of regret there because they certainly had the chance to get off the field here, just giving up a field goal attempt. But they couldn't get that stop on third down. Now they have to hunker down because guess what? That drive continues.
From the red zone now, Prescott. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Here's Prescott.
Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
On third down, it's Prescott. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
And his kick is good. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead.
Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
Here are the Commanders for their first drive of the game.
And a look here at their signal caller, the 5th-year quarterback.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Throwing to start the drive. Russell. Looking right sideline, that's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That goes for a gain of 31.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way. Just reached up and pulled it in. Had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw. Russell. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again. Russell. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 30. A gain of 18 and a new set of downs.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Back to throw again. And this is incomplete. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
It's now 2nd and 10.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
On 3rd down, Russell. Over the middle, complete. That's Alexander.
And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
This is Jennings. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Jennings. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Russell.
He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders.
A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Commanders have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead.
And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Prescott.
And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down.
Throw right side, taken in by Gallup.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Up the middle. Here's Elliott. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. Give him 9 on the carry that time. They'll set up with a 2nd and 1.
I'll tell you what, CD, this Washington defense, very strong in the victory last week.
And while you can't actually see confidence rising in a unit, you feel like you can. And when you look at this team, you definitely think that it is, because anytime you can tell your offense, just get us a couple of touchdowns, we got this thing locked down, that's when you know you're playing well.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. A first down carry by Elliott. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Started the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. Prescott. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Prescott from the gun on 3rd.
They'll get this out wide here to Elliott.
And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So now on 4th down, Mike McCarthy will turn to his field goal unit. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. And this one is right down Broadway. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And they'll keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. Now he's able to break through one tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. He'll be stopped shy of the 45 despite a great move. To throw on 3rd down, Russell. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about.
Defense.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And his throw is incomplete. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a 1st. This is 3rd down. Back to throw. Russell. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the 1st half. It's a 1st down.
Okay, I'm not a fan of any routes that just, turn around defensive backs, mainly because I was a defensive back. But the comeback route is so difficult because to sell it, you're selling it like it's a deep route before you come back towards either the line of scrimmage or the sideline. And, boy, that one worked to perfection.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Griffith.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
They'll look to throw again. This will be caught at about the 6. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Looking to throw. Russell over the middle, complete. That's Alexander.
Washington on 3rd down.
A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and goal. And that is caught. Touchdown. Washington. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
So that one a long 11-play drive.
And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown. Fielded right around the 8. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They've probably got some adjustments to make because they've moved the football okay at times, but they haven't been able to get anything consistently going, have they?
What you worry about is it almost turns into a basketball game where one team's coming down and hitting threes, and you're coming back and getting twos, and you steadily lose ground. In this situation, you're talking about touchdowns to field goals. They want to put in the end zone and put those sixes on the board.
Yeah, they've been settling. That's why they're down on the scoreboard right now. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Prescott from the gun.
That pass complete to Moore.
The Cowboys on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Now Prescott. He's got his man. It's Gallup. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 3rd and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
Inside give to Elliott. Trying to run inside, but nothing there.
Holding. Offense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. After the penalty, it's Elliott. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Throwing on 2nd and long. Prescott. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing. Prescott. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body.
And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. Well, no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's number 1 defense coming through with a huge pick 6.
And it's plays like that one they've made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
A try here for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-6. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Fielded right around the 8. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field.
Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe someday press it a little bit. This might be the case.
On second down, Elliott. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he'll get this up to about the 40. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So that challenge is successful.
Here's Prescott.
And he'll go underneath here to Elliott. And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
To throw is Prescott.
They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted.
There he goes, right side.
And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. That bumps us up to a 3-possession game here, and only in the 2nd quarter, Charles. They're trying to put this game out of reach before we even hit the locker rooms for intermission.
What's even tougher is making up 3 possessions against a defense that can make impact plays like this. They don't have this game wrapped up quite yet, but 2 picks already, 1 to the house. I think it's fair to say they're headed in the right direction.
Point after here coming up. He's got it, and the lead swells. It's 28-6. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
And out now come the Cowboys.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least 1 practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half.
To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry.
And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
As the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Good coverage there. An even 50-yard punt leads to a return of 5.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Looking to throw on second down. Russell. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that it'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. On 1st and 10, Russell. He's got a man, complete. Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick. So we've reached halftime here in our nation's capital with the Commanders on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Justin Herbert sharp in the victory as his guys bounce back from a tough start to the year to claim victory number 1. From there, we'll head to Cleveland to check on the Browns at home at First Energy Stadium. And they were winners as they defeat the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. Deshaun Watson leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. And finally, on Monday Night Football, should be a good one there between the Carolina Panthers and the Minnesota Vikings. With that, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Cowboys. And they didn't get a whole lot accomplished through the air in those first 2 quarters of play. They'll need to up their game if they want to rally all the way back. Meanwhile, for Washington, they were even better throwing the football. Lots of open receivers to choose from, and you can bet that'll continue to be a focus in the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Russell. He finds his man. Complete. It's Griffith. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half. Looking to throw. Russell. And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he rifles one incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Again, he'll drop to throw. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. They give him a gain of 37.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Operating from the gun, Russell. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. From the gun on 3rd down, Russell. He finds his man, complete. That's Peterson. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 21. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Operating from the gun, Russell. He finds his man, complete. It's Alexander. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Commanders take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the 3rd quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
The extra point up and good. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. From the 6. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. Well, CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Prescott now from the 50. Throw left side complete. That's Elliott. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. From just shy of midfield, Prescott looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Moore. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. A give to Elliott. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. 10th carry now for Elliott. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at
at the 25.
So here's Washington now to take over. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. Russell. Going to throw right side here. Complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. 11 yards there, just like last play.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Back to throw. Russell. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Russell. And the catch made by Walters. And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. And on third down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Prescott. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at FedEx Field. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Prescott looks to throw on first.
And the timing a bit off.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Prescott. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Someone moved, flag is out. That's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds, on dealing with motion, and then you have a guy jump.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. Prescott to throw it. And that's Elliott, complete. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
And I know that one didn't work out the way they thought, but I don't think it was a bad time to call this play. You're thinking on 3rd down, you might possibly see some pressure. You might see a blitz. So they tried to set up the screen, but that one was well read, and they stopped him for no gain.
Desperation time. Prescott on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Mike McCarthy took the gamble, didn't pay off.
And Washington will take control of the football in great field position.
Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th, and we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and 9 yards to go.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
The Commanders going to bring out the field goal unit.
This from 44 yards out, left hash. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
Takes it at the 7. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The time to get another look at this Cowboys offense. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
From the 36, Prescott.
Another one to CD Lamb. He's got it.
A first down throw for Prescott. He's going to find Gallup here complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Dak dropping this one off for Zeke. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. To the air again, Prescott. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
First down, Prescott. He finds his man, complete. That's Curtis.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line. Dak going to hand it to Elliott on the option.
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Elliott. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down.
And Prescott, his 3rd interception. And the Commanders are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So the opening play of the now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Operating from the gun. Owens. Flush to his right. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So that penalty will back him up half the distance to the goal line. Taken from just outside the 30.
The Dallas offense back out onto the field. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Looking to throw again on second down. Prescott. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Short completion, just 4 yards. 3rd and 7 now. Out of the gun, here's Prescott.
And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's 4th down.
Incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Mike McCarthy took the gamble, didn't pay off. And that will force a turnover on downs. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
Here's Jennings.
And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. It's a pickup at 12 and a Commander's first down.
Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
So it's Commanders football as we get back to it.
And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here 1st and 10. And they've got it in the red zone now down at about the 19.
49 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
Fourth quarter with the lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on 1st down. They did that, plus 3.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. He will push his way down to about the 14.
So it's Washington getting the victory here.
And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for the Commanders,
they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And they'll get another home date next week as the Browns will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel up to Detroit to take on the Lions.